Previously, we've learned about the economics of cards, how the rarity system changed. We learned about social aspects, who dates who and who loves whom. And today we're going to learn about a bit more artsy and historical stuff, especially lore in card artworks and how it ties in with the attack stats and the effects of cards. And who better to teach all of this to than to Taylor and Leoni?
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I'm excited now.
You know these things they do at tournaments where they show you some cards and they're like very zoomed in and you have to guess what it is? Well, you get to do that, but with really, really bad resolution. So, what is this?
That's a card. That is...
It might be upside down, I'm not 100% sure, but...
You're going to zoom in that far and also maybe turn them upside down in the wrong way and expect us to know what that is?
This is why we got accepted to this university to begin with, because we're that good. That's either a cherry or a boxing glove.
Yeah, that's a good guess, like Naturia cherry or something. I don't know. Could be anything.
Fruit,
Could be anything. Well, maybe this one clears it up a bit more.
No.
It does. That is the bean-shaped shield of none other than Jerry Beansman.
That is. You had one more, a bit more zoomed in option, and then the best card in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Jerry Beansman. A little bit of trivia. What does make Jerry Beansman so cool?
His face.
Yes, but he's also actually the strongest level 3 vanilla. Huh? Still to this day. But we're not talking about Jerry Beansman today. I just really like that card. So this was just an intro into what we're going to do with this and how this little mini game throughout the history session will work. Today we're actually talking about the story of Gigabyte. You might know him amongst other names, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyone know the full story of Gigabyte?
I know there's a lot of cards with Gagagigo on them. That's all I know.
Spoiler! Much.
I think it started off with like microchips and then kind of got like bigger to like external hard drives, and then and it's just a way to like terabytes, gigabytes.
Leoni, not a gigabyte, a gigobyte.
Oh no! I thought this was tech class. Damn it!
Well, we're talking about Gigabyte. Level 1 vanilla. Very dinky stats, but I mean, he's a level 1. Let's go through his favor text. He has a tranquil soul, but carries a destiny that one day his heart shall be tainted by evil.
That's a very loaded flavor text, if I've ever seen one, yeah.
So we're hinting at him right now being good, but maybe turning evil later on. He actually is part, in his younger days, of a ragtag group of level 1 normal monsters that are seen in the card art of the Law of the Normal.
That's so cute.
The toil of the normal
Well, let's not talk about the toil for now, but let's talk about the law for now. Who is in the group of the Law of the Normal? Can you name those 4 monsters?
Moki.
Moki.
Mushroom Man number 2?
No, just Mushroom Man.
Just Mushroom Man?
OG
okay.
Mushroom
Okay.
Man.
Petite Dragon.
Petite Dragon, and who's this?
Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head.
From Pokemons.
No
This
idea.
is Haniwa. So those 5, they're all level 1 normal monsters, and they have their line of cards around the Law of the Normal, where they kind of like think they're really strong. You know, they go around, they start ruckus, and then they get beaten up by the first person they meet because, well, they're level 1 llama monsters. There's not really weaker monsters than them.
Right.
So we can see them kind of failing at what they wanted to do. But in the next artwork, we see they take their revenge on the same monsters that beat them up previously.
Yo.
So maybe you can see Moki gets like enraged. There's different versions of these cards. So they manage to defeat the next opponents. But then they kind of bit off a bit too much. They thought they could deal with whatever dino this is. And well, they return to the normal, which is getting beaten up because they're tiny little monsters. And they do that for a while. Not doing really bad stuff, but maybe like, stealing food.
Okay.
Like, for example, fruit. One day, Gigabyte sees fruit and is like, oh, I'm hungry, I want to eat. Tries to steal it and, actually gets caught by this venomous, carnivorous plant that wants to eat him. We don't see any of his friends around, so this kind of looks like the end of him, but actually he's going to be saved. By none other than... Who's this?
Okay, come on.
Right, yeah.
How
Yeah.
are we ever supposed to guess
That's
this?
droplet magician. It does look like a
Two-
staff.
It looks like a
It's
staff.
bit
It does
or
like the top of
a-
a magic staff.
Droplet magician
Yeah.
actually is quite good of a guess.
That is the same picture, Johnny.
Well,
That is
there's a bit of this.
blue hair.
Blue hair. Now, who is a droplet magician with blue hair?
Yeah, that's tough. Oh, is it one of the charmers? Is it the charmers? Because Giga,
Water
like,
charmer?
there's a water charmer.
Yes.
Oh,
What's the water charmer called,
Oh
though?
my God! Yeah. No idea. No clue. No clue what her name is.
Well, her name is Aria. Aria, the water charmer. She comes by and she's like, oh, look at this cute little water guy. I'm just gonna save him. He is so thankful that he decides to become her familiar. All of the charmers have familiars. Do we know what the charmers' familiars are called? Do we know what the charmers are called? What class?
Aria, Varia, and Maria.
Hita is one of them.
Hita, who has a little fox as her familiar.
Right. The petite dragon from before is also one of them, I think.
So Foxfire is the charmer, is the familiar of Hita, the fire charmer. Then we have Wind, the wind charmer, which has the petite dragon. And we have Ossa, the earth charmer, which has Archfeet Marmot of Nefariousness, a little guy that just eats a nut. Well, those four, later on we also get Lina and Dark, but they don't really count.
Right.
They are a group now, so like there's 4 charmers, and each of them has a familiar. They go around and they train together and they get stronger. And we can see both of them kind of maturing. Aria is getting older, she's getting stronger. Gigabyte is still kind of, still a bit like dinky at this point. But at some point, after they have gone through enough turmoil, enough battles, he, through the power of the triangle,
Right.
Power of the triangle?
he becomes Gigabyte.
A
What
lot
does
of
that
things
mean?
in Yu-Gi-Oh happen because of the power of the triangle.
I-
Think about it.
Well,
Have you
that's a-
thought of the Millennium Puzzle?
That-
That's kind of just triangles.
It's it's
Pyramids,
crazy.
Pharaoh,
And
you know.
it's always about maturing, you guys. It's always about a process of like growing up, having a stronger, better version of yourself.
And I guess they do say the triangle is the strongest shape, so it's no wonder he got muscles like that
they do
thanks
say
to the
that.
triangle.
So he gets stronger, Aria gets stronger, and then we get to some artworks that some of you might already
Yeah.
know, but some you
That.
might not know.
That's the one I was thinking of.
This is an
yeah.
older one.
It
This
is
is an actually
bigger.
quite new one. But so all of the familiars that are following the charmers, they are kind of following them and like loaning their powers, but not forever. The plan is not for that to go forever, but at some point they're supposed to be awakening. So we have the awakening of the possessed Gagigobyte. So we went from Gigabyte to Gigabyte to Gagigobyte.
Okay.
And he's awakening now. All of the charmers actually have familiars that are awakening. So we can see the artwork of all the 4 main charmers with all of their familiars, and then all of the familiars awakening, going through the possessed, from the possessed state to the unpossessed state, where they are now alone. They can roam the world freely. They have matured. And what does matured Gigabyte look like? Well, matured Gigabyte is the OG out of this whole art, which is Gagagigo.
Yeah.
Playground staple, Gagagigo.
My guy, there he is.
Most importantly, he's a level 4 now. He gained 1550 attack. He's much stronger now. But also his flavor text changed, of course. It says, this young evildoer used to have an evil heart, but by meeting a special person, he discovered justice.
That's very cute.
Which is actually not referring to anything we've talked to up until now, because he was not an evildoer at this point. He was maybe a little of a rascal, but he wasn't evil. But once he roams alone, he got stronger, and he is now unsupervised. He's a teenager that has a lot of energy, and the only thing he knows is, well, very little actually, fighting and maybe stealing food.
Right.
Unsuccessfully.
And that will keep the same. But let's just keep in mind that he'll meet someone that teaches him about justice. So we have our protagonist, Gigabyte.
This is a good idea, because otherwise I will not remember any of this. So
He did a lot of crazy things. One of them was, well, almost getting eaten by a plant. Once he was almost eaten by a plant while stealing food, someone came and saved him. He felt safe with her and joined her group, and they grew together until he awakened his potential and turned into Gagagigo. Very
Easy.
simple timeline for now, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
well, it won't stay that.
That's super cute.
So-
Oh no.
Remember what we talked about him liking to steal food? He walks around and one day after doing lots of mischievous things, he smells food. Being prepared by none other than...
Oh my god.
Do you know who this is?
It's
This is
Warrior dude.
marauding captain, but he's making a big bowl of soup.
Exactly, that's why it's Marmiting Captain. And we have someone sitting in the background who Marauding Captain is cooking for. But this soup is not just smelling good to everyone in the camp, it also smelled good to Gagagigo, who was nearby.
Yeah.
So he comes up and he's like, you know what, let me get some of that. And tries to steal the food. Yet again, stealing food leads to not such a good thing for him, because he suddenly is faced by an opponent. Who is that?
Johnny, this could be probably 10,000 different cards. It's just the hilt of a sword with armor.
Maybe now you will know who this is.
Neo,
Good
the space
try.
midget? The guy with the no.
Okay, how about now? Now you gotta know.
Oh, yeah, I've seen him.
We're talking about playground staples here. Same kind of time.
He has another card too, though, does it? That art doesn't look
He
as
has
familiar.
like 30 other
I
cards that
guess
we'll go through, but
That does make sense.
there's another monster version of him that we might talk about later.
Okay.
But yes, this is Freed the Brave Wanderer. So Freed the Brave Wanderer is the general of that group. He is above the captain, and he was actually just sitting there and waiting for his food. Someone comes to try to steal, and he's like, you know what? No. What you can see though is he has 1700 attack. Gagagigo has 1850. So technically, by Yu-Gi-Oh rules, if they were to fight, he should lose. The thing is, Freed has an effect that says banish 2 lights from the graveyard and then destroy a monster that has more attack than him. So he is able, by his effect, to defeat someone stronger than him. So,
By using the corpse of his fallen allies. As
well, let's not go too deep into that part, but yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
if we're
all
going
the-
by like effect text
All
into
the
the
other
story.
people who had to starve because he was around and he's just like discarding them.
So a battle ensues, which we don't have an actual card for, but in the anime, the card Subspace Battle gets activated, where we can see them fight each other. Well, as we said, technically he should lose, but the general, of course, is not one to not have some aces up his sleeve. He actually has a device that he can use to summon a dimensional fissure and is then seen in the dimensional prison artwork, which says if an opponent attacks, banish them. What does he do in the lore? Well, he banishes Gagagigo in another plane, another universe, another dimension, and wins the battle that way.
It's so crazy the amount of times I've seen Dimensional Prison, and I've never stopped to like think like, oh, what's going on here? You know, like
Yeah.
who are these guys?
But-
Why are they fighting? What's going on? You know?
But are you surprised that like, you know, a toxic guy would, you know, summon a
That
toxic
is-
card?
Yeah, no, he's a guy full of dirty tricks by the sounds of it.
No, he's a brave wanderer.
Right.
Well, he banishes Gagagigo in a different dimension, which we can see in DD Borderline, which also says, like, let's keep out the spell traps, but neither player can conduct their battle phase. Meaning, they cannot fight, because they're not in the same dimension. Again, we have effects and card art kind of tying in together with the lore, and he's starting to hate Freed. He does not feel like whatever happened to him is just for trying to steal some soup, which technically, I would agree.
Being
You and me
sent
both, Gagagigo. You and me both.
across dimensions because you were hungry is kind of crazy.
But Freed,
Yeah.
but
that
Freed also
is-
doesn't
that's
want to
a-
die, you know? He also doesn't want to have to kill him. So this is
right,
the
yeah.
only way that they can, well, both still be alive. Let's just call it a quits there.
Sure.
So, Gagagigo is in a different universe, in a different dimension. He doesn't know where he is, and he lands after stumbling around on a
What the
huge,
hell?
desolate graveyard. We can see him fall to his knees because, well, he gets changed to defense position by the card, but like he falls down. And he's looking around and he thinks he's alone, but technically he is not alone. There is
Why not?
someone else, a strong evil force.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
But who?
But who?
Someone with a cape.
Oh, yeah, it's that.
That narrows it down immensely.
No, it's like some Doctor Doom looking guy. I don't remember.
What is the Doctor Doom looking guy called, though?
That's the problem.
Clawhen Doom guy
It's a
from the
secret
other
rare
world.
from one of the first Yu-Gi-Oh sets.
Yeah, I can see it in my head, but I don't remember his name.
It's the letter. Give me a letter.
Well, he starts with I.
I.
Yes.
Insufferable guy from
Almost.
the other world.
He is the invader of darkness.
See, that's what I said.
Yep.
Who,
You were close. You were very close.
if we continue the trend of looking at attack points and seeing how strong cards are, he's at 2900, so Gagagigo does not stand a chance against him. But he doesn't really want to fight him. He's somewhere new where he doesn't know anything or anyone. Why would he try to fight the guy instead of just joining him? Maybe this guy has a way of sending him back to his plane. So Gagagigo joins the Invader of Darkness, but he almost gets tributed on the altar for tribute.
This
He
life is
almost
wild.
dies.
Yeah.
And then Gagagigo kind of realizes that the Invader of Darkness doesn't really have his best interest in mind, let's just say.
Talk about a run of bad luck, am I right? And he didn't even get to have his lunch.
See, that's the problem. Like, what should he have done? Just like go in the queue, be like, hey, I'm a lizard. That's fine.
Honestly, that's like the good ending would be him just like joining the army and then probably being one of their strongest soldiers because he's like a genetically enhanced lizard man.
Yeah, who has a lot of experiences in combat due to his magical upbringing.
That's right.
And who knows how to work in a team due to his experience in the Moki Moki squad.
Freed would be lucky to have him.
We have Gagagigo knowing how to steal food, smelling nice food and being like, oh, give me some of that. Freed deciding, actually, I'm also hungry. I don't want to share. So leave my food alone. Freed realizing he is weaker than Gagagigo, so he has to use some tricks to win the battle and banishing him in a different dimension. In which Gagagigo meets the Invader of Darkness. Still somewhat easy to follow, right? Well, it will get even cookier. So next up.
Is the implication with Invader of Darkness that he's also not from this dimension?
Well, I mean, he is.
Like he
From
lives in the darkness dimension, but he's Invader of Darkness.
Well,
So
he's the invader that comes from darkness, I think. I think it's more that he sometimes invades the plane of the people, and he invades them, and he is from the darkness,
Invader
of darkness.
from the darkness.
Yes, I mean, you could also have invaded the darkness, but why would you want to invade it? It's just, there's nothing there. So, but yeah,
He wants to
we
be
can
alone.
we can
He's
also
very
talk about
introverted.
him. Quick play spells don't work against him, because that also ties in later in the storyline. Well, first of all, Gagagigo actually gets betrayed by the Invader of Darkness. Shocker, who would have thought? The Invader of Darkness is actually evil. He sets him up in a cell match against someone else.
A cell match?
Who is he fighting?
Ooh, this one I actually do know because I played it as a kid all the time. This is Blazing Impachi.
Yes, we can skip these, but you know, you would have had some more cues for this. But yes, this is Blazing Impachi. Anything notable about the stats of Blazing Impachi?
I did always find it funny that it has a big blazing like 18 logo on its chest, and then it has 1850 attack.
Which is also the attack stat
Right.
of Gagagigo. So if we're doing a battle of two cards fighting that have the same attack stat, what happens?
They're both gonna die.
They technically should both die. So Gagagigo is in a battle against someone else that is evenly matched with him, and
Triggered.
Even that?
Triggered.
just kidding, it's not that card. But all of a sudden, someone else shows up. Now, who could this be?
More armor.
Yes,
More guy in armor cards.
More armor guy.
exactly.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
it's
Blue
the
hair
real
guy?
it's the real marauding captain.
It is the real marauding Captain.
I'm sorry,
So-
that's not his
He
hair.
was the best guy around.
So, Marauding Captain somehow shows up in another dimension and
Yeah.
defends Gagagigo. Why would that be? Well, actually, Marauding Captain, who was cooking the food and then saw this lizard man get banished into the Shadow Realm for being hungry, decided punishment doesn't really fit the crime here, does it? So he followed him, trying to get him back and, like, you know, helping him. And seeing him in the battle against the Blazing Apache, which is shown in the two-man cell battle, they start fighting together. But at some point, Gagagigo is kind of blindsided and would be taking a full-on hit by the Blazing Apache, but the Marauding Captain uses his body as a shield, deflecting the attack, and thus teaching Gagagigo a bit about honor, about loyalty, about friendship. He learns that he can trust someone, and together they fight and defeat the Blazing Apache, who loses his fire, and now he's just a piece of charcoal.
It is funny, like, once again, my body as a shield, such an iconic card that everyone has seen, but you put it next to this card I've never seen before, which is Two-Man Cell Battle, and it's suddenly like, oh, this very direct and obvious story being told by these cards.
Yes, but no one really knows.
No one would ever think
Yeah.
about it.
Also, Charcoal Apache. I played that guy because he was a 2100 defender that you could tribute over very quickly.
It's true. It's a gorgeous art, by the way. And also, he's a level 1 now with the fire, and he's the level 1 water, and it's like, it makes sense.
Yo, Charcoal and Pachi for the normal team. He's got my vote.
Yeah. They,
Bring it back.
Like,
Bring it all back.
Like in an anime was like, yeah, you're the villain, but it's fine. We love each other. Come on. And then they're on the team for like 5 seasons.
Definitely. So, they join forces now. They are friends. Gagagigo is now loyal to the Marauding Captain because he helped him survive, he saved his life. But now the story gets a bit weird. Let's just say
Now,
Yeah,
just now.
Starting now, things get a little crazy.
Everything's different.
So they-
now it gets weird.
they go back to the real world through the same portal that the Marauding Captain took, and Gagagigo joins the forces and starts helping him to fight whatever evil they could see. The next thing that the troops of the Marauding Captain have to fight, and I kid you not, this is the lore, is the Goblin Attack Force. And if you look at the Goblin Attack Force, they have 2300 attack, and there's lots of them. They would defeat Gagagigo in a battle unless they are on the ice, because Gagagigo is a water monster that has trained with Area, who uses water and ice magic, and he's really good at ice skating now. And in the card Icebahn, which stays, all non-water monsters, when summoned, get put to defense position, which the Goblin Attack Forces have none of. Well, Gagagigo is a water monster, he doesn't get put to defense. All the Goblin Attack Forces, you can see them fall, get put to defense, and thus Gagagigo can defeat them because he's stronger than them.
Because they slip.
Exactly. And he's aura farming on them there with his outfit.
It's
Right.
like,
and the pose. And kind of everything. This
Yes.
is a great card.
it was all on theme until exactly this moment. This is like the filler episode of an anime that just like randomly comes out
No,
of
this
nowhere.
is a cathartic moment in character development because he's been reminded of his roots of like, you know, when you have fun on the ice like back in the day, then you don't have to be mean.
I mean, clearly he was ready for it because he's got the parka that he looks like he's been
He
waiting
has-
to wear that thing for,
Yeah.
for
He
weeks.
has skates.
Yeah.
yeah,
has
from the
ice
other
skates.
dimension. Where from? How?
Well, they do.
Apache didn't have them, that's for sure.
They have many more fights like that where Gagagigo and the Marauding Captain save each other, help each other, and their bond grows.
Yeah, they're on the ice, doing Yuri on ice.
At some point, the Marauding Captain decides, well, you know, this Invader of Darkness actually is a threat to us, so let's go fight him.
Oh,
Sure.
but he's so
Not-
strong.
He is so strong. Technically, Marauding Captain and Gagagigo combined have more attack than the Invader of Darkness, but, you know, maybe math doesn't work like that in that universe. Well,
Never does in Yugioh.
at some point during the battle, they confront the Invader of Darkness and they're about to fight. And one of the
And he jumps in front of a laser beam again.
and at some point, Gagagigo sees one of the men of the Marauding Captain be stunned in fear in front of the Invader of Darkness, of his presence. And, well, being taught the way that he has been taught, sometimes sacrificing yourself to save someone else is the right and just thing. Remember how we talked about him learning justice? Well, He decides, you know what, I'm going to do the same thing. The issue is, Marauding Captain blocked the attack of Blazing and Pachi while wearing armor. This guy, all naked, is going to block the attack of, well, at 2900 Invader of Darkness.
Gagagigo, no!
Also, remember what I said about the Invader of Darkness?
Easy.
Your opponent cannot use quick plays. What is my body as a shield? It is a quick play. So my body as a shield doesn't work against the Invader of Darkness because quick plays don't work.
That's crazy.
So in penalty game, we see him deciding, you know what? You're trying to go in between me and this dude. I'm going to cook you now. And then in Spirit Barrier, you just see him like kamehamehaing him. Gagagigo standing here. Right behind him, we have the guy cowering. And he just takes it full frontal.
He's blasting him, bro.
Yes, and well, unlike the Marauding Captain who kind of shrugged off the attack from the Blazing Apache, Gagagigo doesn't really do that. He is mortally wounded, he's about to die, and he needs to find someone to, well, save him. But they're currently in the realm of the Invader of Darkness. They're fighting him on his turf. They're in the evil world. And in the evil world, there's only one person that can save him. Now, who is that?
Spiral guy from the what?
Yeah, great
Quick
question.
fix?
Great question.
Yeah, it looks like him, but it makes no sense. What would that guy be doing over there?
Oh, it's not Mad Scientist.
No, but it is a mad scientist.
It's like the demon version of Mad Scientist. He's like purple. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's Dr. Guy from the Beast from the X-Men.
Exactly, it is Dr. Guy from the Beast from the X-Men. That's his name.
My favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card.
It is Kozaki.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he says, a workaholic fiend who devotes everything to his research into the languages of the dark world. His mind has collapsed because of working too hard. Dark world, actually, now we know the name of the plane that they're in. It's called the Dark World. He seems to be very familiar with a lot of the things that happen in this world, and maybe he can heal Gagagigo. So Gagagigo goes to him and says, like, you know what, please heal me. They are in the level conversion lab. Gagagigo gets restored and ultimately turns into Giga Gagagigo, which now has 2450 attack, much stronger, is level 5, and it says, in order to fight tremendous evil, he gained formidable power through body reconstruction, but lost his heart and redemption. No. That is important, but that will be in the next chapter. Let's quickly go through a summary.
Level Conversion Lab is such a funny card to me. Number one, once again, never really looked at it long enough to see its Gagagigo in there. But number two, I feel like I had 400 copies of that card as a kid. I don't know why, but my bulk pile just had like so many of that card. I don't even remember what it does. I just know it's terrible.
Well, actually, you roll a die and you can choose a monster and send it and...
Period.
As soon as you say roll a die, I'm out of there.
You modulate the level of a monster by rolling a die, which, I mean, you did.
If it's
you
not
modulate.
Paradise, it's probably not worth it.
Yeah, right? Crazy.
So, to summarize, Invader of Darkness betrays Gagagigo, sends him to his doom in a match that he should die in, but the Marauding Captain shows up out of nowhere and saves him. They become friends, fight together. Somehow, him being a water type means he can skate well and defeat the Goblin attack forces. The next battle, they then fight the Invader of Darkness, during which Gagagigo uses the same trick of my body as a shield, but it doesn't work this time, and gets blasted. He needs to be healed. He goes to Kozaki, and he turns into Giga Gagagigo.
Giga Gagagigo, Giga Gagagigo, Giga Gagagigo.
Yeah. So, story is still very easy to follow, right? Good. Gets better. Next up, Giga Gagagigo from the Dark World gets sent back by Kozaki with another card you might have seen a lot in the past, which is Compulsory Evacuation Device.
That's him on
That is
Compulse?
Gagagigo, or rather Giga Gagagigo, being sent back to the other world. And he comes out of the monster gate.
Wow.
Into the world. That is actually Giga Gagagigo
This
coming out of it.
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
He just got this power up. He's much stronger, and he's kind of like, you know what? I wanna see how strong I am.
Right.
So he just like goes to the first thing he can find, which is this random snake. And he's like, you know what? The snake with 100 attack points.
Yeah.
We had better test my prowess.
Screw that snake, dude. What the hell?
Maybe it says ambushed. Maybe he got ambushed by the snake, and that's why they fight. But well, he completely obliterated
He said,
it.
she said.
And next up, there's one person he might want to fight now that he's that much stronger. But who would that be?
Well, it's more armor. This actually could be the freed card I was thinking of before.
Marauding Captain again.
Marauding Captain is his friend, though he did lose his heart.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
No, the blonde hair.
Other guy, Fried.
That's the one I was picturing.
Yes, which is called...
No clue.
So far, he has won all of his battles, which means so far he has been matchless.
Yeah,
That's why he is called
the winning
Freed
douchebag.
the Matchless General.
Freed the cheater pumpkin eater.
Exactly. One thing to note, he has 2300 attack, which is 150 less than Gagagigo. But back in the day, he had 1700 attack, which was also 150 less than normal Gagagigo. And who won back then? Well, seemingly the Dimension Prison wasn't the only thing, the only ace up his sleeve, because he also has the Draining Shield, which can do a counter blow. Both cards I have played as a kid, I know them, but again, didn't really realize that these were tying into this complete lore. Gagagigo attacks him yet again. He has some weird MacGyver tool, pulls it out, just wins the battle, and Gagagigo loses. We can also see him again getting blasted quite well into a non-armored part.
Yeah.
What do you do if you get blasted and you're mortally wounded? Well, you go back to Kozaki.
Oh my god, Kozaki.
And you go back into the level conversion lab.
I need more juice.
Exactly. That's quite literally what he did. And after another conversion, he now is Go Giga Gagagigo.
Now he's ugly.
He is really cool now. He has 2,950 points of attack, which notably is 50 more than the Invader of Darkness.
Is it more than Freed? Because I feel like that's important.
He also has a combined stat total that is bigger than the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So combined stat-wise, might be the strongest out there.
That's a big card, yeah.
But his flavor text reads, his soul long since collapsed, his body recklessly continues onward, driven by a lust for more power. He no longer resembles his former self. So again, through all the modifications, through this dark world technology, he turned into something that is not the Gagagigo that was a friend of the Marauding Captain. He is now just a power-hungry menace.
No.
What does a power-hungry menace in the dark world do? Well, he goes to fight some people that he might have lost to in the past.
Invader of Darkness.
Yeah.
Yes, and the Blazing Apache. Both enemies that he did not manage to defeat. I mean, he did defeat Blazing Apache, but not alone.
So, wait, isn't he dead, though?
He just chilled as a charcoal a bit, and someone gave him a lighter.
They threw a match back.
He's back somehow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe there's second Blazing Apache, I don't know. Blazing Apache number 2, you know?
Sick, yeah.
The Invader of Darkness had a lighter with him. He's like,
Exactly, he blasted him once. We don't know, but anyways, Go Giga goes back and faces off against opponents that he's lost to in the past. And he actually decapitates Blazing Apache and carries his head with him as a trophy of battle.
Wow.
Then he goes to Invader of Darkness, rocks his stuff, kills him, and carries his whole body with him as a trophy. So we have Go Giga walking around with a head and a dead body, and well, there's only one person he really wants to fight that he has lost to so far.
This is a card? Him carrying his corpses of his enemies is a card?
Yes, of course. It's called
What
Memory of an Adversary. We
What?
can see the decapitated head of Blazing Apache and the corpse of the Invader of Darkness being carried by Go Giga.
That is insane.
And he wants to fight Freed the Matchless General, who we can see here, who kind of like accepted his fate. At this point, he's not gonna his stupid draining shield's not gonna save him from whatever this thing is.
good.
But we can also see another figure in here that is doing something that they seemingly always do. We see the Marauding Captain going in between and using his body as a shield. Notably, the Invader of Darkness is dead, so his effect of Quick Plays not working, well, might not be active right now. So, the Marauding Captain wants to get his friend back. He wants to plea for him to remember himself, which we can see in the artwork of Oath of Companionship.
Oh, he's gonna do an offering.
Remember who you are, Simba. Come on.
Exactly. He's trying to get him back, and it works. With
Of course it does. It's the power of friendship.
It's the power of his
the Yugioh.
body, you know? Anyways, Marauding Captain, by sacrificing himself again, technically reminds Gagagigo of the one thing that taught him justice, which was his sacrifice back then. And through this and the oath of companionship, Gagagigo, purifies himself and turns into Gagagigo the Risen.
I forgot about this one.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite forgettable. Not even flavor text. It's a normal monster. Why don't we get flavor text on this? I don't know. But he's just the Giga Gagagigo stat line in an XZ monster, which needs 3 level 4s. He has 3 materials attached, and he was carrying things with him, which had a total stat value of 8 plus 4 being 12. 3 level 4s also need 12. I like to think that's on purpose, that he had these things with him. But anyways, Gagagigo the Risen is now a defender of justice. He's a good guy, and the whole storyline has a happy end.
Yeah.
There's a few more cards, but before that, let's quickly go through the summary.
How is there a few more cards? This has been 40 cards.
he literally just became an angel, and you're like, and then we got a couple more
But
things
it's
going on.
yeah, there's there's the Old Testament, New Testament.
It's crazy.
It's forever.
So, to summarize, we have him getting buff, going back to the real world, getting attacked by a snake and making shoes out of her or whatever. And then he fights his one nemesis that he has not been able to defeat so far, which is Freed, and he loses again. He goes back for another power upgrade, actually gets that, and then goes and kills both the Blazing Apache and the Invader of Darkness, lastly trying to kill Freed, but Marauding Captain yet again goes in the way, tries to sacrifice himself, uses his body as a shield, and ultimately helps Gagagigo to rise into Ascension, being pure, whatever.
To the Risen.
Yeah.
Well, now he is fully redeemed. He has managed to go past his evil destiny. And we have a few more cards that we see him in, but kind of at this point his lore is done. They were like, you know what, we don't want to do more. He already has a bit of lore anyways.
He's already, for some reason, the
Yeah.
most featured guy. He's not even Karibo. He's just some lizard.
On 50 cards for no reason. Yeah.
Exactly. We then see him in the anime with a red cape, deflecting some green lightning bolts.
They're just
Whatever that is.
deflecting left and right now. They're like the whole body shield thing is
That's his main move now. Yeah.
Then we see him fight Swordbreaker, and Swordbreaker steals some of his XZ materials.
He's like, this is my head now.
Exactly. Then we see the same in anime as a trap and reversed artwork. I think they just turned it into a spell here for us. But there's one more card that we haven't talked about that also has no lore to it, that is actually the most played card out of this whole archetype.
More than
which is Dimensional Barrier.
True.
Which features Marauding Captain, Freed, and Gagagigo the Risen, who is, behind a Dimensional Barrier. So class, since we all learned so much today, and I'm not really a big guy on homework, I just want you to, tell me what this card could mean, because we don't really have much information on this.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like he's getting sent to the Dark World again, but also Marauding Captain is like knocking on the glass almost, like in a fish tank. He's like, no, my friend, come back.
Yeah.
Exactly. It seems like it's not with their will.
Okay, so then when the
It's all becoming clear.
I got expansion. So he fights Freed, right? Loses the new upgrade. Then Marauder pleads with him. So they're back. So but Freed doesn't know that he is risen. To him, it's the same food-stealing lizard that is harassing him all the time. So he puts him back in the dimension and barrier, and then Marauding Captain comes in a little too late. He's like, no, he's a good guy now, he's fine. But now he's over there, so he has another chance to punch Invader of Darkness or something.
Could be a reason why we don't have more lore on him. Technically true. What I like to think is that he went back into the other world because he saw all these evil, he saw how Invader of Darkness was a threat to all of his friends and humanity and all the other things on the planet. And he decided that he goes to fight evil, but maybe he met someone again that is a bit stronger than him and he tried to flee and now he's captured in that other world. But I really like, that's 2 bonus points on your exam.
I'll need those.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is the story of Gigabyte or Gagagigo or Gagagigo or Gagagigo or Gagagigo the Risen or Gagigobyte or Gigabyte or however you want to call it. And I really like the story because it's a card that we all know as a child, that we all knew in childhood. I actually played with Gagagigo as my boss monster back then because I just thought he looked much cooler than Blue Eyes. I know he's weaker, but it didn't matter to me. And I did not expect there to be this many cards that actually feature him and also were meta viable and relevant that we even saw a lot of, but never really realized that they all tell a story that is connected.
That's the shocking part to me is that I've seen any of these cards before, to be honest.
I've seen surprisingly a lot of them, and even Dimensional Fissure Evacuation Device. Someone at Konami headquarters card design is just so, it's been 25 years and maybe. What do you think the lizard is up to?
Do they just go back?
He's skating on ice now.
Right.
They just look at old cards and go, you know what? Yeah, it's been a while since we've done a marauding captain. How about we do him making some soup? That would be good. Yeah, why not,
Thank you for being here with me for the class. It was a lot of fun teaching and I hope you learned a lot.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Sensei.
Johnny.
I did, yeah.
Cover girl.
Ready to hold body talk.